Hello everybody, my name is Davis and welcome back to another video, and today we're here for another severe weather breakdown. There is currently a tropical storm affecting bits of southern Texas right now, so we're going to break that down and more in today's video. So starting off with the SPC outlook for today, we have three different marginal risks of severe weather. We have one over here in the upper Midwest, we have one in a bit of Texas where the tropical storm is hitting, and then we have one over here in the western U.S. from the remnants of Hurricane Hilary. So let's go ahead and break down the threats that these marginal risks bring. Now, starting off with our tornado threat, we do have a 2% risk of a tornado here in bits of southern Texas today. That does include Corpus Christi, so look out for that. This tropical storm could definitely produce some tornadoes. Moving on to the damaging wind threat, we do have a 5% risk of damaging wind that extends all the way from areas in Arizona all the way up to Montana. So if you're in that brown region, you have a 5% chance to see wind gusts of 60 miles an hour or higher. That includes Cedar City, Salt Lake City, and more. And then the hail threat for today, we do have a 5% risk of hail of 1 inch or larger up here in the upper Midwest risk that extends into the UP of Michigan. So in that region, watch out. The biggest city in that region is probably Marquette. So let's go ahead and move on to tomorrow, where we do have two more marginal risks of severe weather. One is over here in the Midwest Ohio Valley Northeast kind of tri-region area up there. So there's also one over here in the upper western Midwest. Let's go and break down those. Starting off with the tornado threat for tomorrow, we have a 2% risk of a tornado in a decent portion of Michigan. This does include Detroit, so look out for that. Moving on to the wind risk. Tomorrow we have two different areas where we have a 5% chance to see damaging winds up to 60 miles an hour or higher. So look out for that. And then the hail threat for tomorrow is the exact same as the wind threat. We have two different areas where we have a 5% chance to see hail of 1 inch or larger. So look out for that. Moving into Thursday here. Thursday, we have another marginal risk of severe weather. This extends all the way out from the western Midwest all the way over to the Ohio Valley, parts of the South, the Northeast, and more, because this is just like the area where all the regions meet, or what are considered regions. So, unfortunately, we can't break down the threats that this marginal risk will bring quite yet, but that's alright. At least just know that on Thursday it is there. Now, moving on to the National Hurricane Center, like I said, we do have a tropical storm affecting parts of southern Texas, and it is going to go into Mexico. Tropical Storm Harold, with maximum sustained winds of 45 miles an hour right now. It has caused some severe weather down here in this region today, some flash flooding, but we'll go ahead and talk about that more in a bit. We do have a tropical storm Franklin here that's going to kind of cross across some of these islands, so if you're on any of these, watch out, but I doubt anybody watching is, just because of how small my viewer base is. Tropical storm, or post-tropical storm Gert now, is maximum sustained winds of 30 miles an hour. It's about to go away. I'm surprised it's even still here. And then we have two different disturbances. This one has a 10% chance to form in the next 48 hours and a 30% chance to form the next 7 days, and that one will most likely go out to sea. And then we have this one that has a 10% chance to form in the next 48 hours and a 40% chance to form in the next 7 days, and we don't know where this one's going to go yet. It could go to eastern U.S. or it could go out into the sea. We don't know. So moving on to the eastern Pacific here, we do have a disturbance that has a 10% chance to form in the next 48 hours and a 50% chance to form in the next 7 days. I'm not sure where this is going to go yet. I haven't paid enough attention to it. I've been kind of busy today. Moving on to the Central Pacific, we got nothing as of right now, but I don't know yet. But if this does form, it might go west. But again, it hasn't even formed yet, so we don't know. So moving on to the excessive rainfall outlook, we are going to be talking about the flash flooding. Like I said, we have three different areas of a 15% risk of flash flooding today. One is up here in the northwest, one is here in parts of Utah and Arizona, and then one is down here where the tropical storm hit in southern Texas. So in any of those regions, watch out. You have a 15% chance to see flash flooding today. And yeah, moving into tomorrow, we have another slight risk of flash flooding. That's a 15% chance that extends all the way down into western Texas, all the way up here into New Mexico, so look out. For Thursday here, we have another slight risk of excessive rainfall that will lead to flash flooding. And that is in southwestern Utah. And then moving into Friday, we have another slight risk. It doesn't stop. That extends all the way out from Denver all the way up into portions of Wyoming and Nebraska. And then moving into Saturday, things finally calm down. And then moving on to the Climate Prediction Center, this is our day 6 to 10 temperature outlook. That's August 28th through to September 1st. We have a massive cold dome and a heat dome battling right now. The heat dome actually starts up here in the upper western, I don't know if I'd call that the Midwest. I'd call that the Northwest, kinda. But it does extend into North Dakota and South Dakota, so look out for that in that region. You're going to be seeing a very above average temperatures from August 28th to September 1st. And then our cool dome extends all the way into the south, all the way into the northeast, into the Ohio Valley, and even the Midwest. So if you're in this region, you're going to be seeing some very below average temperatures for these dates. And we do have another area that has some pretty high temperatures down here in Texas and Louisiana from August 28th to September 1st, once again. So yeah, that's your temperature breakdown. And then moving on to the precipitation outlook, we do have a pretty big wet region from August 28th to September 1st, and then a huge area that might see a drought here. So the drought area does extend from Illinois, even parts of northwestern Indiana, all the way up into Wisconsin, Minnesota, down to Iowa, Missouri, Kansas, and Nebraska. So you're most likely going to be seeing below average precipitation for those dates in that region. And then up here in Washington, we have a very above average precipitation outlook, specifically in north and central Washington. So look out for that. Then our day 8 to day 14 outlook, that's August 30th to September 5th. There's really not much going on for the temperature outlook. This is unusually inactive. We do have a slightly above average temperature likelihood down here in southeastern Texas. But other than that, I mean, you're probably going to see above average temperatures for most of the United States, but not too above average. And then there's most likely not going to be any places that see below average temps in the U.S. So moving on to the precipitation outlook for August 30th to September 5th, it's kind of calm. You know, we do have a little bit of a below average precipitation region here that extends once again all the way from the south into the Midwest into kind of the UP of Michigan. So look out for that, but we don't really have any major above average precipitation regions. We got one down here that's kind of big in Florida, Alabama, Georgia, as well as South Carolina. One up here in Washington, Idaho, Montana, and Oregon. One down here in the desert Southwest. But other than that, nothing too crazy is going on. So that is your severe weather breakdown for today. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.